Iran's leadership is now talking about, quote, definitive punishment for those behind the killing of their top nuclear scientists. Israel is widely believed to be behind the attack. Ryan Chilcote is following the implications that we're now seeing around the world. Hi, Ryan.
Hi, Leland. Yeah, Israel has yet to comment on Iran's allegations. And quite frankly, even if they were behind this attack, I'm not sure they would say something, but Mossad certainly doesn't always do that. What we do know for sure is that Iran is saying that Israel did this. And this certainly bears the hallmarks of a very carefully planned military-style ambush. Iranian state media said the bomb went off as the scientist convoy was traveling down a highway. And when the convoy stopped, at least 5 gunmen popped up and opened fire on the car. Israel has been long suspected of employing these kinds of assassinations, including an attack on another Iranian scientist almost exactly 1 decade ago. Just before his funeral, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei referred to Mohsen Fakhrizadeh as, quote, a prominent and distinguished nuclear and defensive scientist. Meanwhile, analysts have compared him to Robert Oppenheimer, the scientist who led the Manhattan Project that created the atom bomb during World War II. In any case, the Iranians are saying the scientist's death won't slow their nuclear program, which they maintain is for civilian purposes. And you'll remember they resumed that program when the Trump administration pulled out of the Iranian nuclear deal. Now, some analysts are saying this attack will renew tensions between the U.S. and Iran in the waning days of President Trump's term. We'll have to see. Some analysts are also saying this could box in President-elect Joe Biden in terms of what he can do with Iran. And the reason for that is that President-elect Biden, has said that his administration may want to rejoin that Iran nuclear deal. Now, if Iran believes that the U.S. supported or was aware of this Israeli attack, if it turns out to be, in fact, Israel behind this, then you can imagine that perhaps the Iranians won't want to renew relations or renew some kind of deal with the United States.
Now, the Saudi ambassador last week said he didn't.
All right, Shalom. I'd like to say Ka Halayim La Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Harakakwadash, my ma. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone and my elder as well. And salutations to the Akim that are pushing the truth and sincerity and truth. And peace and blessings to the men, women, and children that believe in the name of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. This is Matthew chapter 24, verse 6. It says, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled. All these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. So what you're seeing happening right now is things heating up in the Middle East. So the Lord said He was going to gather them down there to muster up the host of the battle. In Yahweh's Shabbat, Yahweh's righteous judgment, and that's what you're seeing happening right now. Not the end all tell all with the nuclear missiles, but the proxy war that's going to initiate all out World War III with the war in the Middle East. All right, Lord said He's going to gather them there, right? And every time the president or some officials try to remove the troops from that area, they end up having to stay or something brings them back. And this is another thing that'll bring more troops into that area, because if Israel is behind this, then you also know America is behind, because Israel is not going to make any movements without its number one ally, America, all right, being in on it. So this is Matthew 24 and 6 again. It says, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. Right. So, and this is a proclamation of war. You had America assassinate one of their top generals, and then you said almost 10 years ago, another one of their top scientists were assassinated in Iran. All right, so you're seeing things heat up in the Middle East, man, and that's all the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai stirring up the host for the battle. All right, this is Joel chapter 3, verse 1. It says, for behold, in those days and in that time when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, right? So we're witnessing our captivity being turned back right before our eyes with all these prophecies coming to pass, man. All right, so this is a joyful day. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. Back in Matthew's. All right. So these are the things that we want to see. These are the things we want to see come to pass because Yahweh Shem Shai promised these things to come to pass, and with all that destruction, he also promised salvation. So he's not a God that he shall lie. So if you see the things he promised according to the prophecies come to pass, you know his promise to salvation is also coming right along with it. All right. All right, so let me get Joel chapter 3 verse 1 again. It says, "For behold, in those days, in the time when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, I will also gather all nations and bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, which is Yahweh Shaphat, meaning Yahweh's judgment, and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land." Right. And that land is over there in Israel. And you have them fighting amongst that land today around the Gaza Strip. Well, so it's all out chaos going on in what they call the Middle East. And it's only going to get worse all the way right on to the ushering into of the chip and the destruction of America and of Israel. And Israel is going to be rebuilt, but America will never be inhabited again, man. All right. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying and served its purpose. And again, I would like to say, Kal Halayim La Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Harakak Radash, my mom. Double honors to the elder apostles, a great millstone, and my elder, Aharawan, as well. And salutations to the Akim that are pushing the truth and sincerity and truth. And peace and blessing to the men, women, and children that believe in the name of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Shalom.